Hello, everybody. It's my great pleasure today to introduce to you Mr. Robert Castelli. Hello, Robert.
Hello, Helmut. Great to
Did I,
see you.
did I say your name right? Castelli, Robert Castelli?
Yes, indeed.
So
Yes, indeed.
you have Italian forefathers, I assume?
My grandparents.
Ah,
My mother's mother was first generation Italian American, but my other three grandparents were all immigrants.
okay. So you are from New Jersey, is that correct?
New York.
New York. Okay.
But
But
I was born in Ossining, New York. On my bio, you can see a little explanation there, but uh, Ossining is famous for Sing Sing Prison.
okay.
They
It's
used
in
to
the
electric
movies.
they used to electrocute people there.
Oh shit.
They stopped it. They stopped it in 1960. In fact, the warden's house, the warden's estate, was directly outside my front door, like 100 meters. Well, the property was 100 meters away. The house was probably 300 meters away because it was a big estate. But the prisoners used to cut the grass with chains on, and
Mm.
we would get chased by the guards because we were playing American football and baseball in the and they had a pear tree, and we used to pick the pears, and they come after us, running after us. You know.
Uh,
The prison was on my brother's paper route.
oh wow. Okay. Well, now you live
Yeah.
in Barcelona
I live in
in Spain.
Barcelona.
Yeah.
8 years here. I was 13 years in Vienna. I was married there. I have two beautiful daughters there. I just came
Okay.
back from there, and I did a gig while I was there. And yeah,
So you're a drummer, composer, songwriter, producer. So give us a little
yeah.
bit of a rundown
Well,
about your
I'm
career.
actually a third. I'm actually a third generation drummer, and sometimes I put that in my introduction, but that doesn't necessarily make somebody a great drummer. But my father and his younger brother were in the American Federation of Musicians Union in New York City and Westchester County. They were lifetime members. And even though my father couldn't see to read, he did a lot of like orchestra pit gigs and sort of big band. In fact, his band had a car with the name on it, and they used to drive up and down the East Coast and play hotels and stuff like that. And
Okay.
I used to carry my dad's gear. He had a regular gig at a Hilton hotel on weekends uh, for like 7 years or so with a guy who became. Do you know who Liberace was?
It rings a bell. Yeah.
It's a
It rings a
stage
bell.
name. It's a
Yeah.
stage name, and he
Singer,
was,
right?
huh?
Singer,
Piano player.
piano player. Okay.
And he was gay, and my father played in a trio with a guy that was openly bisexual in like the late 60s and early 70s, and my mother, extreme Catholic, she hated the guy.
Didn't
You know.
like it.
But the guy broke up the trio because he went out to Las Vegas to become Liberace's lover. And I remember opening the mail one day, and there's a picture. His name was Vince Cardell, but that was a stage name. He had a very long Italian name. There was a picture of Vince dressed exactly like Liberace with the big rings and the sequin jacket, and it was kind of funny for me.
Okay. Well, look,
Yeah.
it was kind of weird how we met because there's some lunatic around who is writing to musicians that he is part of Wolf Entertainment and he's offering them promotion deals and to get paid. He has nothing to do with us. And you're the seventh or so artist who has contacted me and say, "Hey, is this guy for real?" Or I said, "No, he's not for real." And then we ended up talking and we started to get into
Well,
liking each other and liking what we're doing.
we had immediate simpatico thing
Yes.
going on. But I do, getting back to what I do, I've been a band leader since 2007. And I'm in a minority of drummers who are not just band leaders, but they write the music. Because even Dave Weckl in the very beginning didn't write any music. Now he writes music, and for maybe 20 years he's been writing music. But in the beginning he didn't. And the problem is, my first quartet was saxophone and guitar, electric bass, or acoustic bass, and drums. So it's hard for the horn players because all of my tunes are in guitar keys because I write from the guitar because I'm so old that the first Casio keyboard had come on the market and was like $600. So I was taking piano in music school, but I had to go to the school to play the piano. I couldn't practice at home because we didn't have a piano. So I learned to play the guitar. My father had a day job. After he got married, he got a day job at a place called G. Shermer's, which was a publishing house for classical music, which turned into a record store and musical instrument store. And he brought home a guitar. I told him I wanted a guitar. He brought home a guitar one night, and he's sitting at the bottom of the stairs, and he says, well, which do you want to play? Because he thought I was going to be one of these posers, guitar players, you know? And I said, I want to play both. And he said, oh, okay. So that's how I write music.
Yeah, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Also, an artist that I've been working together with over 15 years now, or 17 years, George A. Johnson Jr., jazz drummer,
Wow.
also a composer, also band leader. So he's from New Jersey. So you'll meet him at some point.
Yeah,
Because,
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, great. So we're now starting to work together, and we're planning to do your first release. And can you talk a little bit about what's coming? Tell everybody what's like.
Well, it seems I'm kind of known for, or the stuff that gets talked about more is the Latin flavor, the Afro-Cuban or African, because I like the West African guitar picking stuff. So the record's going to be a mix of some, jazz, but electric jazz, but swing. I have one song called Frankly Frustrated. It's kind of monkish and unpredictable, but it's in 4/4. A lot of drummers get flack for writing in 5 or 7 or 9, and some ambient guitar, which is going to bookend. My idea is the way we used to listen to music back in the day was linearly, Then you jumped around and what do they call that? Not shift, but when they just, don't play the song. So the idea is the record's going to be linear. There's some funk. I wrote a funk song for my daughter. My daughter is bilingual, German and English, and the song is called Fräulein Badass. But it's a real kind of Joe Zawinul power funk waltz,
nice. Okay.
Yeah.
A funk waltz, so 3/3 in
it's
a
3/4, yeah.
3/4 in a funk, yeah.
Yeah, and a West African guitar picking song, jazz, swing stuff, a little bit of mix, and I remember when I did my first release in 2007, Boom Quartet, a drum magazine in Britain, Rhythm Magazine, said, Robert Castelli demonstrates his ability to play different styles, and that's not what I was going for. It's just natural for me.
That's what you
and
do.
I get bored if I'm playing 5 shuffles in a row in the same key or whatever, you know what I mean? So
I'm the same. I've played my whole life all different kind of music, all different styles, and I like all different kind of music, yeah.
And it's really eclectic. So music, people ask me what kind of music to play, and I just say, is there really more than one kind,
The good kind.
Yeah. There you go. Hopefully, anyway.
Yeah, okay, great. Okay, well, any message you would like to give your fans and friends, the new Wolf Entertainment public that...
Well, first of all, I want to say thanks, and it's really serendipitous how we met. So I think this is a good sign because the world is not, especially the music world. So what I would like to say to fans and friends is, first of all, thanks for the support. But the other thing is, more than ever, please support your local music scene. Please support independent artists. Please buy music, buy downloads if you don't buy physical.
Oh my God, no, we can't do that. It costs $1.
For all you people under 40, we used to buy music. We had to actually physically get in the car and go to a store,
Or bus. Yeah.
So support us all, support the infrastructure, support people like you and what you're doing. And first of all, thanks for what you're doing, and you're doing a hell of a job.
Thank you.
So that's number one. And number two, everybody benefits. The clubs benefit, the listeners benefit, the musicians benefit, and the young people want to do something that has meaning to spread joy, So that's what
It's actually interesting. There's now so many studies coming out of what actually making music and creating music, what a positive influence it has to our brain, to our psyche, to our whole well-being, and that's now more and more being coming out in science magazines, and it's a good thing. It's like music still has a good name, and even though there is AI, but actually creating music and making music and getting in and doing an instrument, it just changes your whole cell structure.
I just want to say something that I say because I've lived in two non-English speaking countries, so I address the audience sometimes in German or Spanish or whatever. And I say, and I really mean this, I feel privileged to be a musician because we speak the language that not everybody speaks, but everybody understands. And for me, I don't know if you're familiar with Hazrat Inayat Khan. All the musicians were reading this book, The Mysticism of Music and the Power of the Word. And he says, I'm paraphrasing, but he says, the principles of music, harmony and support. If people followed the principles of music, there'd be no need for an external religion.
No religion, no wars, no any of the bullshit going on. That's
just love.
Let some musicians run the place. Maybe things would go better.
Well, I don't want to get blue, but I also kind of do amateur comedy sometimes, and I say we should let artists run the world. Then we'd only be screwing each other literally. And what's wrong with that as opposed to blood? You know what I mean?
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Well, man, real pleasure speaking to you and being able to introduce you to our audience. And I'm looking forward to get to hear the first releases from you.
Yes, well, hopefully they'll be coming within a few weeks. So I'm chipping away at everything. And I want to say I'm looking forward to working with you as well. And thanks for doing what you do.
Maybe I can come down to Barcelona sometime and we do a bit of a jam. That would be fun.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. Say when.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks again, and Robert, and we'll speak very soon, yeah?
Okay. Well, cheers.
Bye.
All the best.